John Kenny.
City really have started on a positive note. Here is Carl Shepherd. Shepherd into the area. That's knocked behind for a corner off the Drogheda captain, Luke Gallagher. Good run by Shepherd. Gallagher puts it out of play. Sean Maguire inside the penalty area, headed out to Morrissey. Here's Maguire! And Cork City ahead in the 7th minute. It's his 3rd league goal in a row. In fact, it's his 4th in a row if you count the President's Cup. Nice, neat little header. Up and over Stephen McGuinness. Headed out initially to Morrissey, who headed back into the danger zone. And there's Maguire to make it 1-0 to Cork City. On the home side really haven't been a threat in the opening phase of this game. Here's Thomas Byrne. Back to Jake Hyland. Hyland puts it into the area. Oh, here's Elliott. Good save, McNulty. And how did that stay out? Out for a corner. Could have been a goal. It was Hyland who launched it into the area. Elliott quickest to react. McNulty with the initial save. And out for a corner. Corner then for Drogheda. It's gone all the way through to McGuigan. Oh, and Elliott's there. And somehow it's snuck past McNulty for the equalising goal. Well, Drogheda haven't been in this game in truth, but they've managed to equalise. Lovely little flick from the ex-Irish international. McGuigan's shot, and there was Elliott. Back to goal. Nice finish. Drogheda to be buoyed by that equaliser. Here's Beattie. Oh, strong challenge by Richie Purdy. What's the ref going to do here? Derek Tomley shown a straight red to Drogheda's Richie Purdy for that challenge on Stephen Beattie. He can't believe it. Well, it looked like an initial 50-50 ball. He was late, okay. Beattie gets a touch to it there. The ball's gone. Purdy went straight through the man. And no surprise he's been sent off, I suppose. Here's Maguire. Has it on to Shepherd. Corner. Last couple of minutes of the opening half, and remains at 1-1. Some defending to do for Drogheda United. Here's Morrissey. Oh, he stole a march. Gareth Morrissey puts City back in front again. Nice finish it was too, through a ruck of players, including Sean Thornton on the line. Morrissey just gets ahead of his man Hyland and puts it in the back of the net to restore Cork City's lead, 2-1. McCormack. Bulger. There's Maguire. Bulger again. Deep build-up play this by Cork City. Maguire. A nice little touch from Maguire. Here's Buckley. Wriggles himself free. Good save. McGuinness at his near post. Had to make the save. That may have been sneaking in. Just gets himself clear of Gavin Brennan before firing in the shot. Good save, McGuinness. McGuinness with the punch. Shepherd! 3-1. 4 minutes gone, second half. And Cork City 2 goals to the good against the 10 men of Drogheda. That's a smart finish from the edge of the area by Carl Shepherd. Back to Beattie. Like is by Buckley. McCormack tries to keep it in, does so. Drogheda desperately trying to clear their lines. Here's Shane Elworthy. He's got Morrissey for company. Morrissey's robbed him. Campion. Now the sub should really have done better than that. Seal Campion. Morrissey nicks the ball away from Elworthy. Picks out Campion, left-footed. Couldn't find the target. Gavin Brennan. Bulger breaks up the play nicely. It falls for the substitute, Conor Ellis. Here's Ellis. Good save, Stephen McGuinness. Phil Ellis will be disappointed. He didn't put City further ahead. Bulger, with the initial work, fell nicely for Ellis. But you got to give a lot of credit to the goalkeeper here. Kept his eye on the prize. McCormack. Campion. Able to turn and face the right way. Campion. Ah, lovely goal in injury time. That'll wrap it up. Makes it 4-1. Ellis. Sub to sub. Campion to Ellis. Just a nice little reverse ball. One touch. Bang. 4-1 to Cork City. McGuinness got a touch to it but couldn't keep it out. There's the final whistle, blown by referee Derek Tomney. Goals from Maguire, Morrissey, Shepherd and Ellis. Comprehensive victory against the 10 men of Drogheda. 3 wins out of 3 now for Cork City. Drogheda's first defeat of the season is finished. Drogheda United 1, Cork City 4.
When we got the goal, I said, well, we haven't played well, we've equalised, but then we didn't really get time to kind of get going. The game was once the man was sent off and then the second goal went in. It was very, very difficult after that.
We started very well with the goal up. We felt we could have got the second, and I suppose Drogheda scored against the run of play, but it knocked us for 15 or 20 minutes, and from there to half time we were sluggish, even though I didn't see the sending off, but obviously it knocked Drogheda. But in the second half, at half time, we just said, let's take it to the second half, get the third goal, and look, we managed the game very well in the second half, but I certainly think we could play a lot better.
Yeah, definitely. You know, personally it's going very well. You know, I think there's a few things I can work on in my game. You know, I think tonight at times it could have been a bit better holding up the ball and stuff like that, but you know, we're very happy as a team with obviously 4 wins from 4, including the President's Cup, so I think we're full of confidence in the whole camp. You know, personally I'm very confident myself, and you know, and I think the whole team are very confident.
Well, it was always going to be a tough test for Drogheda United, even when it was 11 v 11, but when they went down to 10 it had a significant impact on the game. And Fabio, we're going to have a look at that sending off once again. First of all, did you think the red card was justified or not?
No, I didn't think so, Peter. I thought Richie Purdy came in strong, came in late, no doubt. But I think the referee has basically ruined it as a contest early on. I think it's a yellow at worst. So, you know, 11 v 11, Drogheda would struggle against Cork. So basically, you know, it's ruined the game as a contest, as I said. And you know, after that it was always going to be very difficult for Drogheda. Yeah, I mean, the challenge here, I mean, the studs didn't look as if they were up. What do you think Derek Tomney's reasons were for showing the red? Was he out of control? Obviously, he thought he was over the top and it was a dangerous tackle. But if you know, we can watch it over and over again here, and it's a lot easier. Yeah. You know, we can give him that. But I think everyone can see it's a yellow. It's definitely a yellow. I think he's reacted a bit too harshly on Richie there. Yeah, and of course it had a very significant impact on the game. But when you look at the current Drogheda United squad, a club that you're so familiar with, having represented them with honour for a long time, how do you think they'll fare this season? I mean, is there enough experience there to keep them above that dreaded bottom 3 that everybody's talking about? Yeah, I think so. I think the Brennans are, you know, big players for them. Gavin and Shawnee even as well. He's yeah, he hadn't played here tonight, but I think he can come in and do a good job there as well. He's plenty of experience. I think Ciaran McGuigan's come in really good centre mid utility player, if you like, plays centre half as well. So they've got enough, I think. I don't think, you know, they're going to be, you know, up chasing the top 3 or 4. I think, you know, 6th, 7th would be realistic for them at the minute, I think. Yeah, and considering they're just back in the Premier Division, it's probably a position they'd be happy with at the end of the season. I think Pete and John will be trying to consolidate in the Premier League, and you know, it's, you know, they don't want to go back to the First Division, and I think they'd be more than happy with the start. OK, well, let's return to the sending off and the impact that it had on the game, Alan, and you thought it was fairly obvious.
Yeah, and we spoke about it, Peter, obviously the impact it had, and this is exactly why. You look at the space. This is Cork's second goal, and you look at the space right in front of the near post here, and I'm just going to highlight that's exactly where Richie Purdy would be had he been still on the pitch. The next one I'm going to highlight is Stephen Elliott. Now, Cork were actually clever in bringing 2 out, but Stephen Elliott would be actually filling the hole, but because they have 2 out, he obviously has to come out with that. The next person I'm going to highlight is the goal scorer, Gareth Morrissey, just on the edge of the box here, and he's going to make a run right into that hole. at the near post and drive into it. He gets a run on Jake Hyland, and just when we played on, that's exactly what he does. He gets first run on him, drives into the space, and it's a great finish. But it's a disappointing goal for Drogheda to concede from that point of view. But I have a little bit of sympathy because they were obviously down to 10 men. This one, they rectified the situation at half-time. Cork's third goal came in the second half. Colm Deasy is actually doing two jobs. He's doing the near post, and when the ball is gone, he's actually doing the 6-yard box as well. But as soon as it goes over his head, Peter, this is the key man, Daniel Byrne, and because they're outnumbered, he's caught between a rock and a hard place. You have Greg Bulger on the edge of the box and the eventual goal scorer, Carl Shepherd. He doesn't know who to pick up because obviously they're low in numbers. When you play it on, he's caught in the middle, it falls to Carl Shepherd. He can't get close enough to him, and it's a great finish from Shepherd. But I do have sympathy for Drogheda because from knowing Pete Mann and knowing John Gill, they're very well organised on corners and defending corners, but because they were the man down, they were just caught out at that moment in time. Great win for Cork City though. Yeah, Cork City's 100% record remained intact after Friday night's fixture. Well, Bray Wanderers were putting theirs on the line at Dalymount on